From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Canada's premiers have met with the Prime Minister in Ottawa, discussing the looming threat of U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods. Ontario Premier Doug Ford's encouraging his province's residents to check the backs of labels for Made in Canada.
If we get hit by a tariff and our costs go up, I'd rather pay a few more cents to go to a Canadian supplier, someone that's producing right here in Canada.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says there can't be an announcement on what Canada's response will be until it's clear what the U.S. is doing, once incoming U.S. President Donald Trump has been sworn in next week. Canada's response to Donald Trump's border complaints includes 60 new drones and 2 new helicopters. It's part of Ottawa's $1.3 billion plan to boost border security in response to Trump's complaints of drugs and illegal immigration. The Trudeau government's trying to show it's serious about increasing border protection just days before Trump's inauguration. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he will not run for re-election in his Montreal riding in the next general election. Trudeau announced just over a week ago he'll step down as leader of the federal Liberal Party. He was first elected in the riding of Papineau in 2008. Leaders from the U.S. and Middle East say Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire deal in Gaza.
In Qatar.
This deal will bring us peace.
And at the White House.
Fighting in Gaza will stop, and soon the hostages will return home to their families.
President Biden says that includes Americans Hamas took during the October attack on Israel. The announcement set off celebrations in Tel Aviv and Gaza. Qatar says the ceasefire will take effect Sunday, with hostages freed in stages. The president says the ceasefire will stay in place as long as Israel and Hamas keep talking about a long-term truce. Israel has not announced a deal, but says it hopes details will be finalized tonight. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
Quebec has deployed 2 more water bombers to battle the devastating wildfires in the Los Angeles area. And Quebec's Forest Fire Prevention Agency says the province is ready to deploy 60 more firefighters if California requests them. One of the agency's engineers says it's important to be there for California because that state's firefighters helped in Quebec's record wildfire season in 2023.
I better find your loving. I better find your heart.
Canadian rapper Drake is suing Universal Music Group for defamation over his rival Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. The lawsuit alleges UMG published and promoted the track, even though it included false pedophilia allegations against Drake. The suit claims the track led to violence at Drake's home in Toronto, tarnished his reputation, and decreased the value of his brand. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the surging Edmonton Oilers are on the road tonight, taking on the Minnesota Wild. The Oilers are the only Canadian team in action on a light night in the NHL. The Toronto Raptors look to sweep a 2-game homestand when they host the defending champion Boston Celtics tonight. The Raps are coming off a 104-101 win over visiting Golden State on Monday. New Blue Jays reliever Jeff Hoffman's excited to return to the franchise that drafted him over a decade ago. He held his first media availability since agreeing to a 3-year deal worth $33 million US last week. Hoffman says he hopes to earn the 9th inning role.
That's a big, important job, and that's definitely something that I want to be able to pitch myself into.
And in the CFL, the Ottawa Redblacks have signed American quarterback Drew Brown to a 1-year contract extension. The deal leaves Brown under contract with Ottawa through the 2026 season. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.